It's Monday afternoon, and I am wrapping things up at work, anticipating getting up early in the morning for my flight out to Tampa, Florida, to board Amtrak's Floridian train and start my 3-day vacation. And then the email showed up in my inbox at 3:08 p.m. It is from Amtrak. My train had been canceled. 28 coal cars from a CSX train had derailed, and the tracks were shut down to be cleared. Thankfully, no one was hurt. When I got that email from Amtrak, I admit I was a bit in panic mode. I had booked this trip months before, but I was determined to still figure out a way to make it all work. The first thing I did was to call Amtrak, and I was able to rebook the train for Wednesday with the roomette. The second thing I did was to call United Airlines to see if I could change the flights. First, the one taking me to Tampa, Florida, and second, the one returning me home from Chicago, Illinois. Third, I informed my boss that I needed to push my vacation date back one day. And finally, I contacted my daughter just to make sure it was okay for her to watch my pets Wednesday through Thursday instead of Tuesday through Friday. All 4 of those things worked out just fine. Crisis was diverted, and the trip was still on just 24 hours later. But that Wednesday morning, I got up and started my journey on the Floridian. At the turn of the 20th century, Rocky Mount, North Carolina, became the northern headquarters of the Atlantic Coast Line Railroad, which located its major repair shops and yard facilities in the town. In the 1980s, the downtown area started to deteriorate, but at the start of the 21st century, the city encouraged efforts to revitalize the historic downtown. It has supported projects to renovate buildings such as the train station. While leaving Washington, D.C., we stopped alongside one of the new next-gen Acela trains. This was just 1 week before they officially started service on August 28th. In May, I had rode the first-generation Acela for my first time, and I plan on riding this sleek, modern train within the next 2 to 3 years. If you have already ridden the new next-gen Acela, please let me know in the comments. By the time we were leaving Elkhart, Indiana, I started getting concerned about making my flight and was distracted from filming. I thought I had given myself enough time to take videos inside Chicago's Union Station, but unfortunately, I had to quickly get to the airport. What were my likes and dislikes about a train that started out canceled? Let's start with the dislikes first. One, it was a disappointment that the train was delayed and I didn't get to spend any time at Chicago's Union Station. Two, I wish I was able to have spent more time visiting with other passengers during lunch and dinner times. But part of that was my fault. I'll link the video to that here. Three, the car attendant kept his luggage in the shower, so it seemed a little awkward asking them to move it out. And finally, the train was a bit of a rough ride, and I did not get a very good night's sleep both nights. Now for the likes. Well, despite the dislikes, it was still a journey on a train, and to me, anytime I get to ride on a train is always a like. The other thing is I got to see part of the country on a train that I haven't been through in many, many years. And I enjoyed the different towns and the different rivers. It was very pretty. The other thing that I liked was the food. I always enjoy the food on Amtrak. Now, there were some misses on a few things, but overall, I enjoyed that. And overall, my favorite like was I was able to relax. Now, despite some of the issues, riding on the train just took away a lot of my stressors that I deal with in my everyday life. When I got off the train, although I was rushed, I didn't feel the tightness in my shoulders. I didn't have headaches. And it was just a comfortable, lovely journey. And I can't wait till my next train ride.